Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and it is July of 2019, the very end of July. But, this month has been kind of hectic and kind of busy. But here we are, yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, having hit 30, I began looking at things very differently from how I used to look at them when I was younger. And one of the things I've seen is that, nothing is ever really the end. Sometimes it may feel like it is, but that might not necessarily be the case. What you must always keep in mind is that life is difficult. Life is hard, but it can be very good. Basically, there's a common mantra, I suppose, that I like to have. In fact, I kind of like jokingly wrote it down on a piece of paper to remind myself of it. And it's basically, welcome to life. Something happens that's either good, bad, or crazy or something like that, welcome to life. And, one of the things that you got to remember about life is that you're never going to be 100% certain about anything. You're always going to be worried, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Or should I do anything at all? You're never going to really know anything. And the older you get, the more you realize you don't really know anything at all. You'll be wiser, you'll be better than you once were, but you'll be even more confused than you were when you were younger. The funny thing about being young is this. You know nothing, but you feel certain about everything. When you get older, you know nothing, but you feel a little more certain about things. It's one of the things that is just kind of interesting. Although I think I got that wrong. No, you know more, but you feel uncertain about everything. There we go. That's the problem with doing these off the cuff. So yeah, that's the thing. When you're young, you feel like you can conquer the world. When you're older, you realize just how hard conquering the world can actually be. The thing is, when it comes to life, what you really have to do more than anything else is you have to have a lot of endurance. You've got to outlast the problems that come, and there always will be problems. But how you handle those problems and how you outlast those problems is what matters. You're going to make mistakes throughout life. That's going to happen. Welcome to life. But it's how you handle those mistakes and how you rectify them and how you don't do them again that matters. That's the thing to always keep in mind. You are not perfect. You're never going to be. When I was like 20, well, actually, I'll be honest, when I was like any time before this year, I was like, I am the greatest. Well, maybe it wasn't that bad, but yeah. I had that problem, but over time, I have definitely learned that that's not the case. But conversely, I'm much more confident in myself than I was back then. What's kind of funny is to look back on just the very concept of talking to random people. When I was younger, I was all confident, like, yeah, I can do anything. But the second I had to actually, do anything, I got immediately nervous, much more so nervous than I do today, to the point where I was almost useless. Whereas today, I'm a lot less certain about everything, but I can handle situations much better than I could back then. But all that being said, welcome to life. It's tough, but if you work hard enough, you can succeed. And that's just the thing to keep in mind, Everybody has many of the same problems, you're not the only one that feels, like life is constantly crushing. Everybody's getting kind of crushed in some respects. But it's how you deal with the crushing that matters. Alright, so, all that aside, ladies and gentlemen, what do we got? Well, as of this video going up, which should be a Sunday, Jedi Knight 1 is not up. Why? Well, welcome to life. Got a lot of stuff to do, had a lot of stuff to do, and also, Jedi Knight 1, long bloody game, and there was a lot I had to say about it. One of the things that made it take so long is the fact that I had to read all the novellas. I actually had a friend correct me on the pronunciation of that. I kept calling them novellas, and then in the review, I accidentally called them novellas. Fire the novellas cannon! So yeah, I had to reread the novellas. So, yeah, they're not very good, but I wanted to talk about them in the review. They're not that long, but here is one of the novellas. Not the novellas, but the novellas. I have a couple. I have the other two, but I don't have them here. I'm not really sure where they are. And you see that $12.49? I'm not taking that off just because I don't want to damage the cover. These aren't that cheap anymore. I got this probably over 12 years ago now. And this was originally $24.99. Now these go for about $50 because they're very rare. These were never a part of the EU. They've never been reprinted anywhere. And they're weird because look at this. They got pictures in them. The only other book series I'm aware of that did the same thing was actually there's two that I'm aware of. Also, we got some Trandoshan attacking somebody, but yeah, it's like I don't really get the point of that. But the only other two books that I'm aware of, one was Aliens Tribes, which I don't have, but I've seen many times. I've considered buying Aliens. Well, I considered buying Aliens Tribes about 10 years ago, but I certainly wouldn't buy them now, just because I think that book goes for like 60 or 70 bucks, and it is not worth that much to me. But there's another book called I think Woman in Black or Lady in Black. I forget. I actually looked it up after I saw the movie, and the movie's pretty good. It's kind of creepy, but it's scary, but not as scary as I would say Sinister was. But that has pictures in it as well. I don't really get the point of these prose books with pictures in them. It's the book here actually calls itself, yeah, this is a Dark Horse Comics graphic story album. That's just the weirdest thing to me. I don't really understand it. So yeah, I had to reread those, and I wanted to mention the differences between the novellas and the game. So yeah, the review should be up on, I believe, August the 4th. Now I'm going to try for August to get out two more reviews. Going to be, yes, this was on the floor. This is part of the review. I just kind of chucked it off to the side, but reviewing Star Wars Connect, that's not going to take that long. It's just a bunch of shitty mini games that make Wii Sports Resort look like Wolfenstein 3D. So yeah, I'm going to be reviewing this craptacular thing. I'm also going to try to review Wolfenstein Youngblood as well, but that's going to be an interesting new style of review. Well, it's not particularly new, but it's going to be a style I'm going to start trying to incorporate so I can get more content out. Wolfenstein Youngblood, I'm going to just have it be audio and gameplay, and that's it. With a live action beginning and outro. I did that for Aliens Colonial Marines, and I'm thinking about doing that a little bit more so I can get just... That way I can try to get two videos out. One video is my typical style of having little cutaways to me, and a more straightforward review where I have my intro where I say hello and an outro where I say goodbye, and just audio and gameplay throughout. I don't know if Wolfenstein Youngblood is going to be any good because I haven't had a chance to actually play it. I want to do it for a live stream, but on Friday everybody was off doing their own thing because welcome to life! And so I had to wait to do that. I played about 5 seconds of it just to make sure it worked, and it did. I gotta say, though, in that 5 seconds, I'm kind of worried about it, though, because the first guy you see in the game, he's got a little name over his head and a health bar, and that's not a Wolfenstein thing. That's more of like a Borderlands-y kind of thing. And I shot him like 15 times, and he didn't die, because I had to chip away at his health bar. So, I'm not sure if that's going to turn out well. We'll just have to see. The game was cheap, which I like, $30, and it has the Buddy Pass, which I thought you had to like give to somebody and just one person. But basically, for the Buddy Pass to work, all you have to do is have the deluxe edition, which I do, and have a friend get the trial version. You invite them to your game, and then they can play throughout the whole game. It's pretty neat. We'll see how it works this coming week. I don't know how well the game's going to turn out, but whatever. The way I see it, for me, Wolfenstein is a series that you have some great entries like Return to Castle Wolfenstein, you have the original, you have Brutal Wolfenstein, which is an epic mod, you've got Wolfenstein New Order and Old Blood. If this game's bad, it's not surprising. And my thought is this from a reviewer standpoint, I'm not like, oh, my franchise is dead. I'm not going to say that, but what I am going to say is this. If it's a good game, I have a lot of fun with it. If it's a bad game, I'll get to mock it. Two things equally fun. On the gaming front as well, I have pre-ordered Doom Eternal, so I'll be doing a day one playthrough of that. What I'm going to do to record both Wolfenstein Youngblood and Doom Eternal is I'm going to, as I stream it, also record it with OBS. That way, I can have plenty of gameplay footage for it. Now, I'm going to have to remove the chat box that shows up and my little face cam, but that's fine. That way I can use that gameplay footage in the review. It'll take an extra step out of the reviewing process. Let's see here. What else we got? I also picked up another Xbox 360 game for my collection. The Darkness. I picked this up back when it came out. And it is an excellent game all around. It's an example of a sort of next-gen kind of game. when a new console was released, they try to do things that are a bit, well, they used to. I don't know if they've done that with the X-Bone or the Piss Poor, but they used to release games that would push the proverbial envelope, and this is one of them. It's ostensibly a first-person shooter, but it has a lot of immersive elements that would not be seen later on, mainly because they were unnecessary immersive elements. In this game, you can actually see the entire To Kill a Mockingbird film. In this game, you play as the character Jackie Estacado. He has the darkness, which is basically demon superpowers, and he's got a girlfriend in the game. And there's a scene in the game where he and the girlfriend sit down on a couch to watch a movie. Now, if you press X, you can get up and go back to killing, or you can sit there and watch the whole movie. It's a pretty cool concept. I'm not surprised that they got rid of that, but still, it's interesting to see. The Darkness is a great game. It's obscure primarily because it was only a console game, and it was never released on PC like Darkness 2. I think I like it a bit more than Darkness 2, but I have not played it in so long, I don't really remember how good or how bad it is. I played Darkness 2, I think about 2 years ago, and found it to be particularly good, but it suffers from the THQ problem of running out of money halfway through the game, because it's a really short game, ends on a massive cliffhanger that will likely never be followed up upon. I also have another game on order, GoldenEye Reloaded. That is another console exclusive that I'm looking forward to playing just because I want to see what they did to GoldenEye. GoldenEye 007 is one of my favorite games for the N64, and they want to do a remake. Now, I do know that Rare did a remake, but it was never actually released due to rights issues. This is sort of a reimagining. I can't imagine it's going to be that good, but yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping it's at least passable. Let's see here. Going to be doing a new PC build. I've already begun doing the PC build by picking up a new monitor. If you're in the market for a cheap 2K monitor, I would recommend looking at the Dell S series. You can get a 32-inch 2K monitor for $250, which is a really good price. The monitor I have now still works fine. It's a Dell, but I wanted to go to 2K because I'm doing the PC Titan build. That doesn't mean I'm getting an NVIDIA Titan, but I am building a PC that's going to be better than what I have now. Going to put a Core i5, going to get some kind of a gigabyte motherboard. I can't remember the numbers for it. I'm going to get new RAM, of course, because we had to move to DDR4. Thankfully, DDR4 has come down in price. All good things come to those who wait. Gonna get a new graphics card. I forget which graphics card it is. It's one of the more mid-tier NVIDIA cards. I did a check to see, how much more powerful it was versus the card I have now, which is a GTX 970. It's 47% more powerful, which is fine by me. I think I'll get a lot better performance out of the Core i5. It's got 6 cores running at 3 gigahertz. Whereas the FX 6300 is substantially less powerful than that. So, yeah, that should be cool. So, yeah, I'm basically getting my PC ready for Doom Eternal. Here's hoping it's actually worth all of that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I am GeneralLotz, and I'm going to wish you good. Certainly not Star Wars Connect. Instead, I'm going to wish you a much better Dark Forces, whatever makes you happy. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and if you can, please consider supporting me on Patreon so that I can continue bringing you this awesome content.